Jim's Nerd Nation. It's not a passing sensation or a fascination. It's more like me doing verbal masturbation. Now Luffy and Zoro are under attack by the ruthless pirate lord Buggy the Clown. Captain Buggy has also eaten the devil fruit and gained the power to split his body into pieces like a jigsaw puzzle. How can Luffy fight a foe who is literally all over the place? And can he trust Nami, the fast-talking thief who stole Buggy's ship? As Volume 3 of One Piece opens, the battle with Buggy is raging, and it's only the beginning of Luffy's problems. One Piece, Chapter 18, The Pirate Buggy the Clown.
Brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation, I am, of course, Jim, here to bring you a review. We are starting the epic tale of One Piece. We're starting Volume 3 right here, and we will be handling the first chapter from that one today, which would be Chapter 18, for those of you following along with my consecutive reviews that have started at 1. Quick recap, at the end of Volume 2, all hell had broken loose with our heroes, or our main characters, Luffy, and of course Zoro and Nami, as they had gone to confront and take on Buggy the Clown and his and of course his crew. So Moji and of course his lion, Kabaji, and we were actually left in the last chapter. It was pretty much just a fight from beginning to end between Zoro and Kabaji, the second mate, the acrobat, who was also a swordsman. So at any rate, the chapter had left off. Zoro's pretty weakened now because he had cut himself just to show Kabaji that he could beat him even while he was wounded. And then we were left with a cliffhanger, so to speak, because Luffy had basically told Buggy, "Hey, listen, I need the map of the Grand Line. I'm going to be the king of the pirates." Buggy laughed it off, made fun of him, and said that he reminded him of that Shanks, or that red-haired fellow. So that's where we were left off. And honestly, this was a wild ride here from start to finish. It was pretty much one 24-page action scene is what it was. It starts out with right where we left off, with Luffy saying, "Oh, you know Shanks, you're aware of him," and Buggy says, "Well, I may or I may not, and then and then Luffy says to Buggy, he says, "What are you, an idiot? What do you mean?" and basically, Buggy gets pissed off, but he's just messing with him. He's just screwing with him because he says, "We're mortal enemies. Why in the hell would I tell you anything? Any information that you get out of me, you're gonna have to beat out of me." So Luffy says, "Well, that's fine, gladly." So at any rate, we wind up getting into some of the different cool moves that these two characters that have eaten fruit from that have eaten the devil fruit. They both have significantly different powers, but they're both pretty cool. So at any rate, we start out with Buggy using the chop buzzsaw, which is he's got his hand with about and he's holding a knife, a dagger in between each finger. So there's 4 or 5 daggers. And his hand detaches and then spins like a buzzsaw towards Luffy. Luffy winds up, dodging it, and then in midair he goes and he throws a bunch of other knives at him, and Luffy dodges them in midair, and and he says, "Oh, this is actually pretty interesting. This is a decent fight." So then, so Luffy then goes and rears back and comes back with the pistol, and go move, and he whips his arm out, and Buggy dodges it, and he says, "Hey," and then now his outstretched arm is of course over his head. Past him, and he says, "Oh, okay, well, this makes for an easy target now," and goes to grab his arm, figuring he can hit it, cut it, whatever, right? And anyway, Luffy's hand winds up grabbing onto, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 feet behind, grabbing onto a beam or whatever that he can use, and he then propels himself forward into Buggy, and he uses the 6th signature move that we've seen from him, and that would be the sickle. So he says, "Gomu, sickle," and basically just comes flying into and crashing into Buggy. The problem with Buggy is, similar to Luffy, he can't be hurt in the traditional sense that we think. I don't know if maybe he can be lit on fire or burned or something like that. That would probably make sense. But at any rate, what you wind up seeing here is these two almost like undefeatable people, you know, I mean, because Luffy, of course, can stretch out and really can't be damaged in the traditional senses. He can pretty much absorb impact and bounce things back, as we saw a couple chapters ago with the Buggy balls. Buggy, of course, can split himself apart at will, it seems like. So, I mean, you can't cut the guy's head off. You can't seem to really do anything to him. So the battle rages on, and we wind up getting a few pages later, you know, we get Buggy winds up using the chop chop harpoon, you know, and basically tries to fire his hand with a knife at Luffy. Luffy's able to grab it and kind of hold it in front of him, and then he winds up going and splitting it off to try to hit him. And like I said, it's just kind of a raging battle that goes back and forth. What winds up happening, though, at that point, and Luffy gets really pissed off, is that one of the knives that he dodges goes and nicks his hat, you know. And it's worth noting because the hat was given to Luffy by Shanks, and you know, and he said, one day when you become a great pirate, I want this back, but in the meantime, you're my friend. I want you to hang on to it for me. So Luffy, this is his treasure, and he lets Buggy know. He lets him know absolutely and says, you nicked my hat, this is my treasure, and he's pissed, you know. So now Buggy has a weakness to go after. He knows that now, oh, okay, really, the hat's your treasure? So he goes and immediately goes after the hat and winds up getting it, stabs through it with three of his, detaches his arm, and it's got a few knives on it, and grabs the hat, and Luffy tries to dodge, but he grabs the hat, stabs right through it, brings it back, and, you know, kind of stomps it on the ground and says, this is no treasure, it's just a beat up old hat, boy, you know. And he says, that's my treasure, it was given to me by a good friend, you know, by Shanks. So anyway, the significant thing that happens between this whole exchange is we find out that that Shanks, and when they were coming up as pirates together, I guess, apprentices, Shanks and Buggy both were on the same ship. So whether they liked each other or not, we don't know at this point, but they do have a history. You know, they have a past, they have a commonality between them, and we find that out. When that's told to Luffy, Luffy basically just goes batshit crazy. He's angry about the hat, and he just pretty much runs through Buggy. Buggy does a move over here, the chop chop quick escape, and pops his head off, but Luffy just goes and just slams right through his body. And seems to have actually hurt Buggy. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out, because that's kind of where we're left. And then he also, you know, yells something along, don't even talk about him. You're not even on the same level as him. You're not the same type of man, you know. So all in all, pretty action-packed, fun chapter. I certainly enjoyed it. Guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think. And like I said, we're going to keep doing these. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so already. We will look forward to catching you in the next one, which will be Chapter 19. And these ones, you know, they're action-packed now. They're really going quick. So hope the tempo and the beat keeps up, because I'm having fun reading them and then, of course, recording these for you. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation, once again, thank you for watching. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and take a look at some of my previous reviews. See you next time.